So the one lives can get addictive as well. I guess once you've done everything else in the game, that's the ultimate challenge left to do.
The blood of fallen seraphs, love.
560, 500, 720.
Bring me your crystals.
Oh, so not PTSD burnout. Yeah. Start speed running. Yeah, I guess that's another thing you'd get into, speed running. Once you have enough of doing the one lives, you can try speed running.
The blood of fallen seraphs, lovely.
760, 600, 540.
The seraphs.
There's always this guy standing on the bridge there. It's fun. I like going at my own pace. Granted, my playthroughs weren't too slow, around 6 to 8 hours per playthrough, but speedrunning looks fucking tedious. Yeah, that's, yeah, you're really just doing the same thing in very short, very narrow bounds.
The seraphs.
Oh no, I reloaded at the wrong time. Here, let me lose an hour of progress. Yeah, you'd have to go all the way back. You didn't get the time you needed.
Lovely. I always...
I suppose that's one nice thing about speed running is it just gives you that one number. It's kind of like a old school high score, so you can compete on that single number.
You've got crystals, I hope.
Which makes it similar to like the old school video games that were just all based on a high score or a single score.
Bring me.
And you'd compete on who got the better score. I don't believe there is a part in a speedrun where reloading loses a significant amount of time. Yeah, no, I'm exaggerating, yep. But the route is pretty optimized as is, so learning all that, relearning nade jump, skips, rocket jumping. Also, I absolutely hate playing Sal. Oh, so Sal's the character that everyone uses for speedrunning.
You've got crystals, I hope.
780, 720.
I always... You've got crystals, I hope.
640, 700. Salvador is by far the strongest character in the game, and the only competition requires so many stipulations that it isn't worth the comparison.
We meet again, Vault Hunter.
Oh, there's no shields at all this time. Just guns.
You will defeat the
Cool thing about the game
You
is
must.
there's so much content to do. When speedrunning, you only get to experience 0.1% of it. Yeah. Very narrow gameplay.
You know what I love about this village?
Welcome.
Not as much knocking.
So one shield this time, 780.
I always.
Funny, this guy's always standing on the bridge there. What was it? What is he, looking at the waterfall? Kind of looking in that direction.
I must have the crystals. I must.
460, 580.
Farewell. The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
500s.
You will defeat this. The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
800 there. But the game certainly does like to spawn more weapons than shields in the shop. Sometimes you just get like one shield and then the rest is all weapons.
I must have the crystals. I must.
640, 780, 720. Such is RNG, yeah.
You will defeat.
Trying to think if there was ever a time where you had more shields than weapons that I've seen. Can't remember a time where you get more shields than weapons.
You've got crystals, I hope.
720,
The
660.
seraphs.
I think the best I've found so far was like 861 reflected damage. With the 48% damage reduction. But no shields there.
I always.
Perfect antagonist is rare. Yep. So I think if I see that 861%
I must have the crystals.
one again, I'll probably just go for that one. That's the best I've seen so far. So I'll see if I can grab at least At least something like that. 861. 761.
The Seraphs. Welcome.
We've got a few here. 820. 700.
Farewell. The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
600.
I always...
So the shop also sells a Florentine. I won't buy one this time, but it's something to think about
You've got crystals.
later on to get one of these guys as well. That looks like an interesting one. Never played around with the Florentine here before, so might be interesting to try that.
The Seraphs.
Certainly sounds useful at the ultimate Vault Hunter mode and beyond, having a slag built in along with shock.
The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
600 there.
Always.
Took me like 3 hours to farm for antagonists for all my 4 antagonists for all my characters, 880 versions. 3 hours, right? So it does take a while. So that's the best, 880. So I haven't come across any 880s.
Lovely.
700.
Farewell.
Well, that's pretty good if you got 4. Four antagonists.
I must have the crystals.
520. 761.
Farewell.
Could have duped them. But that's no fun, yeah. Guess you don't get that satisfaction of getting them all.
Welcome. Welcome.
700s.
The Seraphs.
So once you've gathered all of the Seraph crystals, kind of makes you motivated to be fussy and
Welcome.
try to get a good one.
Farewell.
Don't want to waste your hard-earned Seraph crystals on a shield that's not great.
You've got crystals, I hope.
One shield, 680. But it's nice that the game gives you an option to get some high level items other than just farming for boss drops.
The crystals. I must.
480, 760.
You will defeat.
Which is good that they only made like at most 2 things from a Seraph vendor worth purchasing. Yeah, it's so you don't get too much OP stuff in the game.
Welcome.
Oh, look at this. We only got 1 weapon this time and a ton of shields. So hopefully we get a good one here. 580, 640, 660.
Farewell.
So there you go. You do get some rolls where you get mostly shields. We've had shops that had all guns. I don't think we've ever had a roll where we had all shields. It looks like it's possible because we only had 1 gun that time. So it's probably possible to get a roll where you have a shop with all shields and no guns.
The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
600. Can you still dupe by bringing in another character with another controller? Still Antagonist being one of the better shields in the game. There's a Seraph shield trinity for the Antagonist, Blockade and Evolution.
Bring me your
So those are the best ones. So yeah, out of those, an Antagonist is the only one I have used.
The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
680.
You will
Blockade goes hard with a blurred trickster build. Okay, Blockade. So what's the characteristics of the Blockade? The survivability, yes. These 3 are among the best. There's always use cases for shields. Yeah, I guess most of them probably have some way you can make a build out of it. Just high shield capacity for the Blockade, right?
The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
540, 460, 680.
The seraphs hold many.
So if you had high shield capacity with the blurred trickster, chain reaction, kinetic reflection, right? So I guess you get more opportunities to get those reflections. We have a larger shield capacity. The Blockade has a bugged 450% damage reduction when you first get your shield hit, and when it's down you have 50% damage reduction. Okay, yeah, so you got the damage reduction from that shield, and then the damage reduction with the blurred trickster.
You've got crystals, I hope.
460, 820, 540, 520.
I always need.
Okay, so you're getting that double damage reduction with the kinetic reflection and then the Blockade.
Welcome.
620, 580.
I always. Stupid. He's got crystals, I hope.
Bunch of guns and one shield, 740.
Farewell. We meet again, Vault Hunter.
761.
You will defeat.
Seems to be common to get that 61 on the end. I've seen an 861 and a 761. Kind of strange number, 61. Odd number. And the evolution is the Neogenator shield, but with much more capacity. So instead of putting a slice of elemental resistant ham on your head and calling it a shield, it's like a suit of armor made out of hard plastic with element resistance. So that's the evolution. Yes, I do actually have a Neogenator. Did find one of those, and yeah, it does have a low capacity. I did find that would a bit awkward to use because of the low capacity. 820, 740, 500.
The Seraphs hold.
Just one minor hurdle to get the blockade, or make that 4 minor hurdles. Oh, I see. 4 minor hurdles that breathe fire. Oh, that's the raid boss.
Welcome, welcome.
680, 800.
Farewell.
So that's not a shield you can get from the shop. You have to, has to be a drop from a raid boss. Correct, yeah. Yes, that does make it more difficult to try to get one.
We meet again, Vault Hunter.
460, 680.
You will defeat.
Dragons are hard to beat solo unless you're Sal. Right. Yeah, haven't tried the dragon raid bosses. Certainly looks hard.
Welcome, welcome.
520, 560. El Salvador makes such quick work of the dragons, he uses it as an XP farm. Okay, so it's easy for him. It sounds like he can progress quickly through the game with Salvador.
Got crystals, I hope.
500.
The Seraphs.
Sounds like it'll be fun to try out that character.
You've got crystals, I hope.
720, 600, 780. Let's have a look at this video. never runs out of ammo. If you thought this couldn't get any dumber.
1, 2, 3, fire!
And the grog nozzle. Nuke 'em.
This video is really normal.
Like, looks like you can do a lot of broken things with it. Salvador starts off very slow, but once you pick up some steam, he just blows through the whole game. Why is this man not spec'd in to get some? Because the video is like 50 years old. Unoptimized Salvador. Drunk Nukem, right. So that's what drunk shots with the Nukem.
I always need crystals.
So we did check these, didn't we? 720, 600, 780.
Seraph. Welcome.
820.
You will defeat.
Orphan Maker Lady Fist. Rustler's Orphan Maker. I think that was after the video came out. That's the Deputy Salvador build.
We meet again, Vault Hunter.
620, 600.
Farewell.
Yeah, Deputy build isn't really what was presented in the video. Order Sal.
The blood of fallen seraphs. Love.
620, 700.
I always. The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely.
600, 720.
I always.
The Hoarder Cell, is that the ammo regeneration?
You've got crystals, I hope.
One shield, 700.
Bring me up.
And yeah, Deputy build isn't really what was presented. Oh yeah, we just read that one. But yeah, it looks like you can rip through things like farming the tokens in the bar brawl section.
You've got crystals, I hope.
700, 720.
Bring me up.
So far the best we've found is 861. $861 and 48 damage reduction, which is pretty close to 880 and 49. 600 there. But yeah, Salvador's strength lies in the ammo regeneration, damage reduction, high damage, weapon merging, no kill like overkill, fire rate, cooldown cycling. Am I missing anything? And money shot.
You will defeat.
That's the high damage, right. So he's got so many great skills.
The blood of fallen seraphs. Lovely. Farewell.
Does BL2 fix do anything to rebalance Sal? No, no. So the Sal cannot be balanced unless you take his action skill away, right? But there was a couple nerfs in the UCP. That's like a whole other thing, right?
Welcome, welcome.
640, 620.
Farewell. I must have the crystals. I
One
must.
shield, 680.
Farewell. I must have the crystals. I must.
600, 640.
I always. Welcome, welcome.
560, 620, 820.
Farewell.
But I prefer the other characters because they either have the consistency or the wow factor that I prefer. Like Krieg, inconsistent, but you get the bloodlust stacks rolling and a grenade kill and it's all over. What's your favourite DLC? Favourite DLC might be this one. I do like this one. I do like how the creativity of this particular DLC. 4,800. So I'd say it probably is this one actually. Very different from the other DLCs. Very inventive. Mine is the Oasis. Oh, the Captain Scarlet one. 620, 600, 740. Scarlet DLC, yeah.
Bring me your.
That's got some funny moments in it with Herbert. That's a funny mission line when you do the Herbert mission line. I did like that.
We meet again, Vault Hunter.
500, 440, 680.
The Seraphs.
What are you farming? I'm farming for a antagonist shield at the moment. We finished gathering Seraph crystals from Pyro Pete, and now we're
Blood of fallen
searching
Seraphs.
for one of these guys, an antagonist with a bullet damage of 880% if we can find it.
I always.
Although at this point I will settle for 861 as well. Going for 880 antagonist. It's being a pain to get, yep.
You've got crystals, I hope.
400, 520.
Bring me.
So it looks like the 861 is pretty hard to get as well. I've seen that only once so far.
You've got crystals.
So both of
I
those seem pretty rare. 700.
hope. Farewell.
Guy still standing on the bridge there.
The blood of fallen Seraphs. Love.
660, 520.
Bring me your. We meet again, Vault Hunter.
So 720.
The Seraphs hope.
Alright, we'll try one more time. And I'll call it after this. See if we get lucky on the last attempt.
We meet again, Vault Hunter.
761, 560 and 460. Okay. So I might leave it there for now, and next time we can continue farming for a 880 antagonist.
The Seraphs hope.
But at least we did gather up the crystals we need, so we can continue farming this shop here. I'll see if we can get that antagonist next time. So thank you for hanging out. And next time we'll continue searching for that antagonist. See you then.